Mr. Arnold, if you could state your full name and date of birth, sir.
Robert Samuel Arnold, 9.
All right, thank you. So you were here for a petition to revoke that was filed in your probation matter. It alleges a violation of terms 3 and 7 of your probation terms. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you, and a revocation arraignment hearing is set on September 27 at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. Since they only put a nominal bond on your warrant, I am going to be releasing you today in lieu of setting what would otherwise just be a placeholder bond. So in this matter, you are being released, but you are still subject to the supervision of your probation officer. Within 72 hours of your release from this facility, you do need to contact probation as part of your probation terms. You'll get all this information here in a moment in the paperwork that you're going to be receiving, but do you have any questions regarding
No,
it?
ma'am.
All right, sir, if you want to go and step over to the left, you can go ahead and have a seat afterwards. We've got Xavier Reyna, and then Isabel Hamblin will be up next. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth.
Xavier Reyna, 10.
All right, thank you, sir. You are here for a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of shoplift, that's a Class 4 felony, 1 count of burglary in the 3rd degree, Class 4 felony, 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 4 felony, 1 count of forgery or possession of a forged instrument, Class 4 felony, and 1 count of shoplifting, another one that's a Class 4 felony. So in this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do currently have a status conference set on September 26th at 8:30. Evidentiary hearing September 27 at 1:30, with that preliminary hearing being on September 30th at 8:30. I do show you are currently on felony release in another matter. That's CR 2023-154385. Because you were on felony release in that other case at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause has been found here, you are required at this time to be held without bond. In other words, you're not eligible for release for the new charge. So that is why we set that evidentiary hearing. That's the hearing that's on September 27. That's the court date I'm required to set in order to allow the court to review those release conditions, because if they were to continue to hold you non-bondable, they would have to make some additional legal findings at that time.
So on the 27th, I'll be able to get a bond?
Potentially, or you could be held non-bondable at that point. So it's up to the court, okay? Talk to your attorney about it, because they'll probably have a better idea as to what's going to happen then. But at that time, you could either be still held non-bondable, you could be placed on a bond, or you could be released. There's different options that can happen, but I don't know what's going to happen at that time.
I mean, I just asked you to take a look at the factual of the case. They're charging me for burglary on the shoplifting on the Home Depot.
I will let you know that I found probable cause for each charge, but you can certainly speak with your attorney.
For burglary?
Yes.
Of a open store?
If you accessed an area that is employees only, that is not open to customers where a theft took place, which is what is alleged here. Again, you can certainly speak with your attorney. All right, so we have Isabel Hamblin and then Brady Queen's going to be up next. Ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Isabel Lynn Hamblin.
All right, thank you. So you are here for 2 separate cases. The first one is a new case out of Superior Court. It is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs. That's a Class 4 felony. That has an offense date of today, September 21. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter. You currently have a status conference set on September 26th at 8:30 a.m., evidentiary hearing September 27 at 1:30 p.m., and a preliminary hearing September 30th at 8:30. Those will all be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I do show that you are also on felony release. That's actually the other case we have on the calendar that we'll be going over here in a minute. That's CR 2024-140535. Because you were on felony release at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause was found here, you are required pursuant to Arizona law to be held non-bondable in the new case. And that is, again, why we set those evidentiary hearings. That's a hearing that I'm required to set pursuant to rule in order to allow the court to review that particular release condition. So your next case is your open felony matter, and that's here because a bench warrant was issued for a prior failure to appear in that case. So in that case, you have the same court date, that status conference, September 26th, and preliminary hearing, September 30th. And in that case, the bond and the warrant's been affirmed, and that is a $500 secured appearance bond. Just keep in mind that you are being held non-bondable in the first matter. As long as that non-bondable hold is there, you probably want to keep the $500 in place because you're not going to get released in any event. So that way they know you're in custody in that matter, and that could potentially affect your credit for time served if that becomes an issue in your case. Do you have any questions regarding either matter?
I was just gonna say that the reason I missed my court date was because I've had bronchitis and I have proof of that, doctor's note and stuff.
You can certainly speak with your attorney. Your primary hold is your new case. You are non-bondable for the new charge. Either way, you are remaining in custody. All right. Any other questions, though, regarding that information? Okay. If you want to step over, you can pick up that paperwork. Everything I went through will be provided in there for you. Okay, ma'am, your full name and date of birth? And your full name?
Brady Lee Queen.
Thank you.
Yes.
So you've got 3 separate cases here
Yeah.
today. The first one is a new case that just came in. This is for new charges that'll be out of Superior Court. It's 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs and 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, both Class 4 felonies, 1 count of possession of drug paraphernalia, Class 6 felony, with the offense date of yesterday, September 20. So in your matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set on September 26 at 8:30, evidentiary hearing September 27 at 1:30, and a preliminary hearing September 30th at 8:30. Those are all going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I show you are also on felony release in another matter that's actually on the calendar today, CR 2024-121610. So again, because you're on felony release in that case at the time this new offense allegedly occurred and probable cause has been found, you are required at this time to be held without bond. So you're not eligible for release for the new charge.
Okay.
So again, that is why we set those evidentiary hearings in order to allow the court to review that. Your next case I have here is that open felony case. It's on the calendar because a bench warrant was issued for a prior failure to appear. Same court dates in this matter now. That's a status conference September 26th and a preliminary hearing September 30, both at 8:30. And in that matter, that bond in the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $500 secured appearance bond. Your third and final matter is your probation case.
Yeah.
And that is here because you've got a bench warrant for failure to appear at your probation matter as well.
Yes.
That court date's now September 27 at 8:30, and in that matter, you have a $50 cash-only appearance bond. Any questions regarding this?
No.
All right, if you want to go and step over, we'll get your paperwork here shortly. You can go and have a seat. All right, Mr. Malone, and then Stephanie Peterson will be up after that. All right, sir, your full name and date of birth?
Samuel Malone, August.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for 2 separate cases. The first one that I have here is going to be the new matter that just came in, and this is for a new case out of Superior Court. The charges are 1 count of aggravated assault, a Class 3 felony, 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, and 1 count of disorderly conduct, a Class 6 felony. Those all have an offense date of September 20th, 2024. In this matter, the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You have a status conference set on September 26th and a preliminary hearing September 30. Those will both be at 8:30 at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. So in this matter, based on the nature of the offense that you're here for, the fact that you're already on probation in another matter, you do have a bond, and that is a $50,000 secured appearance bond. Both of these are secured bonds, so you are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post those amounts. If you do post bond and you are released from custody, you also have orders that you are not to return to the scene of the offense and not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. You're not to possess any weapons while on release, and since you're still on supervised probation, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours. Your probation case is also on the calendar today, and that's here today for a Term 1 violation. So it's the new offense. That's what the violation is. So in that matter...
What's that? That's the prohibited possession?
You have ag assault, prohibited possession, and disorderly conduct, I believe. There are 3 counts. So it's a Term 1, so there's 1 Term 1 violation.
Oh, okay.
Okay. So the public defender's been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing September 27 at 8:30. That's still at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. Your bond in that matter is a $500 secured appearance bond. So you'll get that information here in a moment, but do you have any questions regarding it?
Am I able, for the next court dates, am I able to have, witnesses present so they can speak on my behalf of the situation going on, or?
You might want to speak with your attorney about that, because not necessarily, the next court date is going to be a status conference, which isn't really an evidentiary proceeding. But you do have a preliminary hearing set, so if that's something that they believe would be relevant to that, you can, always talk to your attorney. But that is definitely a question for them.
Okay, ma'am.
Okay?
Yeah.
All right, any other questions?
So you said that I have a bond for 50,000, and then I
Correct.
have another one for what? $50?
500,
500.
right.
That's just cash or
They're both secured appearance bonds.
okay.
So you are able to work with a bail bonding company.
So I have to pay both of them in order to get released.
Right.
I can't just pay one.
Right, yeah, both of them would have to be paid.
Okay, that's all I have to ask.
All right, if you want to go and step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork over there and have a seat. All right, Stefan Peterson and then John Ziegler will be up after that. All right, Mr. Peterson, if you could state your full name and date of birth, sir.
Stefan Peterson.
All right, thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. In your matter, the charges are 1 count of aggravated assault, that's a Class 3 felony, 1 count of possession of a weapon by a prohibited person, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of obstruction, Class 2 misdemeanor with the offense date of September 21. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do have a status conference set on September 26th at 8:30. Preliminary hearing is September 30 at 8:30. Those are both going to be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. I did receive a written recommendation from the state in your matter requesting a $25,000 secured appearance bond. Based on the nature of the charges, but primarily because of a review of your history, I do believe that's appropriate. So you do have a bond, that's a $25,000 secured appearance bond. It is secured. You are able to work with a bail bonding company in order to post that amount. If you do post bond and are released, you do have additional orders that you are not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness, and you're not to possess any weapons while on release. Any questions regarding any of that information that I just went through? All right, you can go and step over to your left, and we'll get that paperwork over to you. All right, I'm going to go ahead and have to pause here for a moment. I do have a DUI warrant, so before Mr. Ziegler comes in, let me go ahead and get this taken care of. Mr. Ziegler, if you could state your full name and date of birth.
John Ziegler for.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a probation violation warrant. In this matter, there was a petition to revoke filed back in February. It alleges a violation of terms 2, 3, 4, and 7. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing September 27 at 8:30, and that will be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. This is a probation warrant, so the bond in the warrant has been affirmed. That's $1,250. That's a secured appearance bond. If you do post that bond and you are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation, you do still have to abide by all terms. That does include contacting probation within 72 hours. You'll get this information here in a moment, but do you have any questions regarding it?
Okay.
All right, if you want to step over, we'll get that paperwork to you so you can have a seat. Got Andrew Rios, and then Logan Waradi will be up next. All right, Mr. Rios, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Andrew Rios.
Thank you. So you are here for a new case out of Superior Court. This is alleging 1 count of possession of narcotic drugs, Class 2 felony, 1 count of possession of dangerous drugs, a Class 4 felony, 1 count of resisting arrest, that's a Class 6 felony. The offense date is today, September 21. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed to represent you in this matter, and you have a status conference set on September 26th, preliminary hearing September 30, both at 8:30, and that's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. I did receive a written recommendation in your matter as well, requesting a $1,000 secured appearance bond. I'll let you know if you did not have the resisting arrest and attempt to evade law enforcement in this matter, we'd be looking at a different outcome. But given the allegations that have been presented here today, you do have a $1,000 secured appearance bond. It is secured. You are able to work with a bail bonding company. If you do post bond and are released, you do need to show up for that status conference or a warrant could issue at that time. Any questions regarding this matter?
Will there be any chance I'd be able to be released today? I have a mother that just had a stroke, and she doesn't have nobody else to help her. And I'm kind of worried
I'm sorry you've set your mother up for this, but in the end, again, had you responded differently here and just come in on the drug charge, we'd be talking a different conversation, but that's not what happened. So no, at this point, it's not going to change. All right? If you want to go ahead and step over, you can pick up that paperwork so you can have a seat. All right, so we have Logan, we're ready. All right, so your full name and date of birth.
Logan John Wardy. I told the pretrial services that it was wrong.
All right, sir. So you've got two separate cases here today. So the first one we'll go over is your probation matter. That's here because there was a probation violation warrant issued. It's for a petition to revoke file that alleges a violation of terms 3, 4, 5, and 7. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing September 27 at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, the bond in the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $2,500 secured appearance bond. If you do post that bond and you are released from custody, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all terms, including contacting them within 72 hours. So your second case that you have here, this one is the new matter that just came in. So this is going to be for a new charge out of Superior Court for one count of theft of a means of transportation. That's a Class 3 felony with that offense date of September 17. The Public Defender's Office has been appointed in that matter as well, and your separate court dates in that case are a status conference September 26, preliminary hearing September 30, both at 8:30 at the downtown Phoenix Superior Court. In this matter, you do have a bond as well. That's a $2,500 secured appearance bond. You're going to have orders here not to have any contact with any alleged victim, complainant, or witness. That'll be in your release order paperwork. Any questions there regarding either matter that I just went through?
No.
All right, thank you, sir. All right, Mr. Perez, and then Hassan Cole will be up after that. All right, Mr. Perez, go and state your full name and date of birth.
Xavier Antonio Perez.
All right, thank you, sir. And I know you were in front of me yesterday for the other matter. I think you came in on a direct complaint at that time. And I might have mentioned that you had the probation thing coming, but your probation violation warrant has now gone through. So you have a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5, and the public defender's been appointed. You have a revocation arraignment hearing September 27 at 8:30. That'll be at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. And in that case, the bond in the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $1,000 secured appearance bond. If you post bond and are released from custody, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours. All right, any questions regarding this matter here that you just came in on?
What dates are they?
September 27 is the court date.
Yes, I believe yesterday you set one for September 30th also. That conflicts with a Glendale court date of September 30th as well.
Yeah, they'll figure it out. Particularly if you're in custody, they'll figure it out. But the September 30 court date is actually a preliminary hearing. You've got a hearing before that. So you've got a status conference that comes first on the 26th. At that time, you can let your attorney know about the Glendale case.
Okay.
Those preliminary hearings can get moved.
Okay.
So those sometimes change.
Okay.
All right, but as of right now, yes, you do have the 30th marked here. But again, you're going to go in before that, so that can be fixed.
Okay.
Okay?
Right. Thank
All
you.
right. Thank you, sir. All right, so your full name and date of birth?
Hassan Farad Cole.
All right, thank you, sir. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. In your case, the petition to revoke that was filed, looks like a while ago. You've been on probation warrant status for a while now. Is alleging a violation of terms 6, 7, 14, 15, and 21. The public defender has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing set on September 27 at 8:30. That's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, the bond in the warrant has been affirmed. That's an $1,800 secured appearance bond. It is secured. You are able to work with a bail bonding company. If you do post bond and are released, even though you haven't been in contact with them for a while, you're still on supervised probation. You do still need to contact probation within 72 hours of your release from any facility. If you don't have a current phone number, there will be one in your paperwork that just gives you the probation office number. All right, any questions regarding this? Thank you, sir. All right, sir, go ahead and step in. I won't say your last name again because I know I didn't do it right, so I apologize.
Lomatoa Humineptua?
And your date of birth? Thank you, sir. So you are here for a probation violation warrant that was issued. That's for a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5 of your probation terms. The public defender has been appointed, and a revocation arraignment hearing is set on September 27 at 8:30. And that's going to be at the Superior Court located in downtown Phoenix. In this matter, the bond in the warrant's been affirmed. That's a $2,500 secured appearance bond. If you do post that bond and you are released from custody, you are still on supervised probation. You do still need to abide by all terms, including contacting probation within 72 hours of your release from any facility. Any questions for me regarding this?
No.
All right, sir, if you want to step over, we'll get that paperwork to you. We've got Kimberly Bay, and
Good afternoon.
Hi. Ma'am, your full name and date of birth?
Kimberly Ann Vague.
All right, thank you. So you are here for 3 separate cases. It looks like all 3 of these are for probation violation warrants that were issued. In each matter, there was a petition to revoke filed alleging a violation of terms 3 and 5. So the Public Defender's Office has been appointed. You do have a revocation arraignment hearing September 27 at 8:30. That's at the Superior Court in downtown Phoenix. These are probation warrants, so the bonds for the warrants have been affirmed. So the first 2 are both $250, the last one is $500. So it is a total of $1,000 for all 3 matters. And again, if you do postpone and are released, you do need to contact probation within 72 hours.
May
Go
I
ahead.
say something to you?
You can
They
say,
changed my probation officer. I didn't know who she was. They gave me somebody else, and I called her, and they told me that I was up in August. Okay? So when August came around, I didn't know I had to contact anybody anymore, because that's what she told me. And then when I went to court the other day for city court, they told me there was a warrant. They put in they put in paperwork for the warrants to get.
I'll let you know your petition to revoke says you haven't reported as directed since June 19. They give a last day reported of May 17.
No, I reported
At
with
this
June.
point, I mean, you've already got the petitions to revoke, so
Okay.
nothing's going to change here
Like I
today.
said, I didn't know who it was, and they did put the file for the warrants this week. They put in, and she was going to work with me and go for probation on Monday. So we already did have all this worked out. Is there any way I could do insecure bond and not have to
I'm
involve my
looking at
OR?
your notes, and I don't see anything about that. Unfortunately, there's no information in here about that.
Yeah, I mean, it's my navigator from city court.
Yeah, at this point, you're going to have to speak with your attorney about this case. It's not going to change. You're here on
Is this my
3
same attorney?
probation matters, not just 1.
I don't know, I thought they were all one case, though. They said they put all of them together.
You have 3 separate cases that
Right,
you're
but
on
they said they were-
probation for. You've already been reinstated once on one of them, at least one of them. So at this point, you are going to have bonds today. That's not going to change.
Okay,
Okay?
all right.
If you want to step over, you can go and pick up that paperwork, and everything will be in there for you. All right.